Good morning all, or afternoon as it seems to be right now. As you can tell, I am downstairs and I have not brushed my hair. I have got the flock of seagulls going on from Chandler Bing there. I am just messaging / recording a video because I have had the worst morning that, well, some would call the worst morning on earth. However, I would call it just a regular standard morning with MS. I was laid in bed and I managed to have a lay-in. I asked the Amazon friend, can't say her name because, sorry, I won't understand that one. And basically it was 10:30, sorry, which is the latest I have stayed in bed for goodness knows how long. Holly's just interrupting just to say hi and tell me that there's a squirrel outside now, because that's just what she does. This is my life. So yeah, it was 10:30 and I was like, oh my goodness, this has never happened, not for at least 6 months, if not longer. And I don't know whether I'd fallen back to sleep or whether I had just been laid there with my eyes closed, but I certainly woke up with a bit of a, oh God, what time is it, kind of a thought in my mind, and was more than shocked to find out it was after 10:30. So I then decided to move off of the bed and realised how desperate I was for the toilet. Thank goodness I was wearing one of my ship-sized tenor ladies. I'm not sure whether there's pee on the bed or off the bed, but I definitely peed. So I made my way down the stairs on my bottom, as I do. My bottom's dry, so I think it's just all on the front because I sleep on my tummy. And I then got to the bottom, went to stand up, went to grab my wheelchair, and the brakes weren't on, so I ended up pushing the wheelchair away from me, so then ended up on the bottom step. Yay. And then I had to slide across the lounge floor, minus plaster on my knee that still hasn't healed, and then kneel up. Thankfully the stepson's here and he was able to manipulate my legs to bend after about 20 minutes. It's just ridiculous. He knows though what needs to be done for them to bend, if that makes sense. He's like, shall I stand on your toes, because sometimes my feet slide backwards as I'm trying to bend my knees, or shall I stand in the crook of your knee so that it'll bend. So I try both ways and then I'm like, yeah, you need to stand in my knee, kind of a thing. He doesn't put all his weight on me, it's just like having his foot there so that I can bend backwards, if that makes any sense at all. So I managed to do that anyway, pull myself up on the rise and recliner. However, I did make him go, well, I didn't make him, I asked him, oopsies, I asked him to go upstairs, and that was Oscar just coming to make the pictures that aren't allowed to be seen. It's not because I don't want them seen, it's because the children don't want them to be seen. So yeah, I did actually ask him to go upstairs before trying any of this and get a bath sheet out of the cupboard. We folded it into 4 and covered the seat of my rise and recline chair, because I knew that once I sat down in it, it was inevitable that pee was probably going to get onto it. So there we had it. I had the chair covered and I managed to pull myself up onto the chair, and then Ryan raised the footrest so that my legs were out behind me, and then I pull myself up and over the arm, and then I flip over onto my bottom and then pull myself into a seated position. So this is the life that I have learnt to live with, and I'd say love, but it's not all that lovable at times. Whoops, pictures again. Sorry, boys. So yeah, I'm sat in the chair now, and I am still in my pyjama top, my lovely Avon pyjama top, which is the most the Avon pyjamas are so comfortable. So you all know now that I do sell Avon. So if anybody would like some pyjamas for Christmas, I can wholeheartedly recommend Avon pyjamas because they are so comfortable. They're made of cotton, so they don't make you stink and stuff, which is always a positive, let's face it. So yeah, but I did manage to put a bra on before putting the top on. I did this whilst I was sat on the top step before coming downstairs, because I knew once I got downstairs it's just such a blooming effort to do. But yes, here I am sat in my chair with the dogs growling and having a right. I'll just see if I can get them. There's Oscar and there's Holly at the door, I think. Yeah, so that, and this is me. So yeah, another loving life moment with MS when you pee your pants before it's even started. And look, I've just realised my dad and my brother are showing. They're always here with me. It's just their hair in the resin. But I absolutely love this necklace because they're always there and they're always really close to my heart. And, I read a post from Jack Osbourne this morning, and at the end it said something like, he's not just a rock hero, which obviously my dad wasn't a rock hero. He wasn't a rock legend. 1 second, sorry. Alexa, stop. That was just a reminder for something, an alarm. He wasn't a rock legend, wasn't my dad, but he was a legend in his own rights. And it said something like, he was a father, he was somebody who I loved. Now, I don't agree with talking about somebody when they've passed away that you used to love them, because I still love my dad, and I'm sure Jack still loves Ozzy. So I don't talk about my dad in past tense. I always talk about him in present tense, because he is still very much a part of my life. Look at this. I'm just pulling my double chin back. Blop. But yeah, I love my dad, and so he was my father, a man who I loved or love, and I'm just learning to live life without him, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I mean, Jack's only had 9-10 weeks, if that, without Ozzy, but I'm like, it'll be, it was even 3 years just gone in September, and I'm still learning to live my life without my dad. I didn't see him every single day, week, or even every month. But I knew he was there. He'd ring me. I know now. This is Oscar coming to say hello. Yes, Oscar, we know. I'm on the camera. Can you go away? Thank you. And that's Holly just coming to growl at me. And that's pictures again. Sorry. So yeah, I'm just trying to learn to live my life without him, and I still am. And anybody that's grieving, it takes time, and you, even like my mum now, even after, what is it now? It'll be 31 years, I believe. No, 32 years since my brother Jonathan died. No, 31. Since my brother died, and my mum's still learning to live a life without my brother. So it is a long process, but it gets easier as the time goes by. But we've just got to put up, shut up, and crack on. You've just got to keep following my motto. Take care, everyone, and I'll catch up with you next time. Bye for now.